What would things have been like if every security operative, when he went out at night to make an arrest, had been uncertain whether he would return alive and had to say goodbye to his family? Or if during periods of mass arrest, for example, in Leningrad, when they arrested a quarter of the entire city, people had not simply sat there in their lairs, paling with terror, at the bang of the downstairs door and at every step on the staircase, but had understood they had nothing left to lose and had boldly set up in the downstairs hall an ambush of half a dozen people with axes, hammers, pokers, or whatever else was at hand. Guys, if you understand history, and I'm no history expert, but if you understand history, you can protect yourself from the things that are going on right now. Let me explain something to you. Some people have a misconception that when somebody knocks on the front door, you have to answer it. You don't. When the phone rings, some people think they're supposed to answer it, that they have to. You don't. Some people think they have to respond to things that come in the mail. You don't have to. And referring back to the front door, when somebody comes to the door, whether they're bringing you a bar of soap and a towel and offering you to go get on a train because they're going to take care of you, or whether they're bringing you food or whatever they may be bringing, you do not have to open the front door. You do not have to even acknowledge that they are there. Socially, we have been trained to do these things. But you have to understand that these things have been trained on us for a reason. Many of our normal reactions that we do and we accept as socially required are not requirements at all. And sometimes the best thing to do is to do nothing. And you have to also then understand that if that same person that was bringing you a bar of soap or some food, if they decide that knocking's not enough and they want to kick in the front door, that person was never your friend to start with. And that whatever they were going to do to you or ask you to do, no matter how nice or how pleasant the offer may have sounded, they never had good intentions to start with. So in that case, the best policy would have been to keep the door closed. And if they do decide that they want to continue on in because they want to help you by kicking in your front door, that person was never your friend. That person was never there to help you. And you have to understand this. And you have to also understand that these are times, whether that ever happens to you or me, these are times when you have to talk to the people that live in the house with you, and you have to have a plan. And I would suggest that during this lockdown that is highly likely still coming, that you have a plan for how you're going to deal with somebody knocking on the door. I suggest that you cover all your windows with blankets so that they cannot see in and they cannot see you, because they don't know, if they can't look in and see you, they don't know you're an 80-year-old man and an easy target. They don't know there might be 5 grown big men down in there like me. I'm 6'2", 275, and it ain't fat. Well, not most of it anyways. And I'm a trained military person from the past, and I'm an expert at weaponry. And it's a little rusty, but I've practiced a whole lot of martial arts. I don't fight, I destroy. Those two weakest spots on the human body, you should never bang your fists on somebody's head. Their head is hard. You want to bang your fists in their throat and in their groin. The throat and the groin is the most vulnerable places on the human body. And typically, even in a SWAT outfit, the throat is exposed. Ooh, what a big mistake that was. The throat being exposed. Because if you punch somebody in their goozler, they're not going to be able to breathe for about an hour. And you can help them on back out the door or whatever you decide to do when they're figuring out how to breathe again. And when you punch them in the goozler and they can't breathe, then kick them in the nuts, so that way they can't walk either. And yes, a woman has a goozler too, and it works just as well. So if it happens to be a female included, which is not likely, but it is possible. All right, guys, I've got a fair amount of intel I want to go over with you here. All kind of stuff, and it's kind of not all in any particular order exactly. You're going to have to stick around for the whole video because I don't know exactly what's better or more important than others. So let's go. I don't know if you've heard about this. I know some of you have, but around the country, across the nation, they have decided to release large numbers of inmates from places such as even Rikers Island in New York. This is all across the country and is intended to cause chaos, because there's no other logical reason for them to do this during this known false flag event. Yeah, there's real world implications and dangers, but this is a false flag event. Much larger than 9/11, and will have much larger impacts on society than 9/11 once it's over. But they are intentionally releasing prisoners into the public all over the United States. Not only that, they're giving them funds. One of the things they're doing when they release them is give them a small stipend of funds so that they can help them on down the road a little ways, wherever they want to go. Which is good. Sounds pretty. But so does a bar of soap and a towel and a free shower, if you know what I'm talking about. If you know your history, you do. This is something that's not just in the United States, but across the world. They are releasing prisoners. Now, there are plenty of people that were in prison that should not have been there, and for the things that they did, they should not have went to prison for. Especially things that are related to drug offenses where there were no actual victims, okay? Or maybe if you were a pimp where there was actually no victims, you just got busted for being a pimp. You didn't get busted for beating your females. And of course, you can argue about anything, but they're releasing prisoners in multiple countries and all across the United States, and I think you need to be aware of this. And that's why I say, or that's why I started the video the way I did, is because you've got to really rethink how you have been living your life at this point. We can't just act on the normal social norms anymore, okay? You need to rethink it. You need to realize and say, okay, we need to, as a household, go on a war footing. That's how you have to treat it. You got to go on a war footing. And so what does that mean? Well, it means quite a few inconveniences, for one thing. But what it'll mean is that you'll protect yourself and your family from potential harm, potential death, potential getting somebody robbing you and taking all your food that you got stored up. And what would even be worse is if they took all your toilet paper that you got stored up. Of course, I'm being facetious. But the point is real, and you need to take it as so and realize that this is what they're doing, releasing prisoners across the world and across the United States. And this is absolutely going to intensify problems, because they've already stated that once the lockdown goes into place and we're basically there, that the police are no longer answering calls of help. You ever seen the movie Purge? You ever heard of the concept? Well, I would advise you to the fact that they haven't used those words, but potentially, if they pull one more trigger, and I suspect it's going to be on the 22nd, they pull one more trigger and say that nobody can leave their homes, and they've let all these people out of jail, and they ain't got nothing but a little bit of money to get where they're going. They're going to be looking for easy supplies and a place to live, shelter. And they're not worried about going back to jail because they just threw them out of jail. And the cops have already stated that they're not protecting the public right now. They're protecting businesses. Now, you can say that this ain't real, this ain't happening, but these guys, you have to understand, they want to create a problem so that they can get a reaction. What does the reaction do they want? They want the reaction of, please give us a vaccine. Please protect us. Please bring us some food. Please give me a shot. So they, you know how you get the public to squeal like that? You put pressure on them. You do things exactly like what they're doing in order to get the public to squeal. They want you to squeal. However you do that. They want you to squeal. And they want the public to beg for the government to step in and help them. And will they receive help? Sure. Sure they will. They'll get the help they deserve. So guys, we need to be very vigilant, and don't let your guard down. Don't underthink what's going on here. It could be a big mistake if you underestimate and underthink what's going on. I suspect what's going to happen, like I've said a number of times, is they're going to stick the knife to us and we're going to start to squeal. We're going to ask for help, and they're going to pull back on the knife and say, okay, let's negotiate. And then once they get what they want out of the negotiation, whatever those things are, such as for sure 5G across the nation, because have you heard? People can't even hardly work from home because the internet bandwidth is strained. So we got to have a faster system. And did you hear that there's been all kinds of incidents at the schools over the last couple of years, and we need to protect the children better. So we're going to move ahead with that. So that's good news, right? We're going to institute what? Biometric tracking in the schools. That's right. We're going to do that for you. Or they're going to do it for you. I'm trying to protect you from it. They're going to put 5G in the schools so that your kids can surf the internet better, because as fast as it is right now, it ain't fast enough. Got to have more. And we're going to go up by 10 times. So you'll be able to watch 3 or 4 movies at once. You have TV on each side of you and one in front of you. And one behind you that you can hold up a mirror and watch it. And they will all 4 stream at the same time. Wouldn't that be good? And all we got to do in order to give it to you so you can have that kind of a dream life, it's all we got to do is install these little antennas all around your cities. And I know you heard that they were bad, or that they might cause people to get sick, or they're not bad. We've already tested them. We've had every scientist in the world confirm that they are absolutely safe, and only 1 out of 50 million will get sick. Yep, we've done the test. It's all good. It's all clear, and you don't have nothing to worry about. We promise. We've never lied to you before, have we? No, of course not. We've never misled you on anything on the television. So we're going to help you out with all that stuff. And because of what's going on right now, we're going to help you out too another way. We're going to give you for free. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to get out of bed. We're going to give you $1,200 a month. Yep. And your kids are going to get $600 a month. Yep. Universal income for all. Yeah. See how nice we are? You said help you. You screamed out, "Help me! Help me now! Please! I need you. I can't take care of myself." So, we're just doing the honorable thing and helping you out. We're going to give you $1,200 a month. And like I said, we're going to go big. You're going to get $1,200 a month. Your kids are going to get $600. Yep. And medical care for children is going to be free. Yep. That's right. And we even have a rebate program where when the kids get all their immunization shots, we give them a $500 bonus. Yep, they can go spend it on whatever drug they want. Whatever thing they want. A $500 bonus. You see how nice we are? We're giving you something to protect you, and we're going to pay you. It's just because we care, and we're really concerned for you. And this country, we take care of our people. We ain't like China and other places. We're America. And we're great again. Didn't you hear? Yep. We're great again. Even though we're $40 trillion in debt, that don't mean nothing. We still got like another 100 trillion on a credit card. 40 trillion. We'll have that paid off by your grandchildren's grandchildren. There ain't no problem. We got that covered. Y'all ain't gonna stop having babies or nothing, are you? So we got the population. It's coming. We can handle it. Matter of fact, what we're going to do is, because you screamed out for help, we're going to give you a bunch of free food. Because you like free food, don't you? Well, we knew you liked free food, so we give you some free food too. So you got free food, $1,200 a month for adults, $600 for kids, free medical care, $500 bonus when the kids get all their immunizations, and we also gonna let the kids work from home. Well, they gotta still go to school, but they're gonna be able to work from home too. So we're going, we're going to provide more education. Yep. Because they got to come to school. Because what are we going to do with all this biometric equipment that we're installing in the schools to keep them safe? What are we going to do with that? We can't waste that money. We got to use it. And we have another thing. It was hard for us to get this through. It was very hard. It almost didn't happen, really. But what we're going to do is we've got this bracelet that you can wear on your right wrist. What? We doing this for you and you're giving me a hard time. You don't want to wear a bracelet. Okay. Well, then we got an invisible tattoo for you. How about that one? Yeah, you can't even see it. And it glows in the dark. It's like really cool. What do you mean it glows in the dark? Yeah, it glows. Well, you got to shine a blue light on it. One of those blue nightlight lights like you see in a club. It glows then. But then that way we know that you're safe for entering our school. And we know that the other person, they've got their immunizations, so they won't make you sick. What? You're saying, how is it that if you've got your immunizations, you can get sick by somebody that don't have their immunizations? Well, that's a good question. And what it is that we talked to our scientists again. And we hired all the best immunization scientists and those kind of people. We hired all the best in the world. And what they concluded is that if we want to keep everybody safe, then we need everybody immunized. Yep. And so, like I said, they're free. And you can go with the bracelet, or we have the third option is this chip that you can't even see, that you can put on right there where your thumb's at. You got several options, and we got 2 more coming. But the first option is the chip in the right hand. The second option is the wristband. It's actually a bracelet. And once you put it on, you can't take it off. But it's kind of like those watches you've been wearing. They even tell the time and everything. It's very in style. We had Rolex actually do the styling for the watch, and every single one of them is worth $666. Yep. Every single watch. And so we're going to give you a $666 watch bracelet, and you can talk to your friends through it, and it has 5G internet access, and you never have to charge the batteries because we installed those towers all over everywhere. So, you can choose either option you want. Does that work for you? All right, see, I told you we're going to like this plan. See, we have thought of everything and how to take care of you. We know what you like because we study you. Now, ain't you happy? Yeah, I thought so.